In this video, we are going to see how we can create a time series by adding trend, seasonal component, and random error. So these values are created by adding the columns B, C, and D that we are going to populate. Now here we are actually going to play the role of God. So this is how we are pretending nature creates time series. So for that, let's start with the trend term. So I will write 10 here and 10.3, and then I shall select both of these and drag them all the way to the very end, and I have here 42 cases. So I am assuming that it's a daily time series. So day 1 to 42, that means it is 7 weeks worth of data or 6 weeks worth of data. And once I have placed the trend values, these things are still all zeros, the empty things. So these are my values. And the plot is just a straight line with a slope. So that is just the trend term. Now I want to give it a seasonal component. Since it is a daily time series, I want to give it a cycle of length 7, that is a weekly cycle. I can write some arbitrary numbers here, say 5, 2, 0, -1, -1 again, and 3, and then -8. Now I have done this deliberately in a way such that the sum of an entire week's worth of seasonal component is equal to 0, so that it does not influence the mean part, which is taken care of by the trend. And when I added this, you see a little undulation is added to the time series. Now, so far I have done it only for the first week. What I shall do is I shall take this part and copy it here again, and immediately you see just a similar undulation shows up for the next week also. And we come here and we add a third week's thing, and we go on like this. Another time, and yes, we have done it. So now we have only the trend part and the seasonal component, so you can see an overall behavior and a repetitive pattern. But it is not a real life time series unless I add a little randomness to it, which I plan to do now. I will just use the rand between function. Sorry, I will raise the rand between function -3 to 3. So I added a little randomness, which happened to be 2 in this case, and I drag it all the way to the very end, which means in this case just 42. And now the thing that I get, this plot really looks like a real life time series. And if I just re-randomize, which I can do by typing any nonsense in some other field and hitting enter, in that case the errors will change and so will the plot. So you can see the error part is changing, but always I have the same trend and same seasonal pattern. Now here we played God. We created the time series using trend, seasonal, and error. The idea is we shall, as statisticians, only get to see this final time series, and from that we want to decompose it into the trend, seasonal, plus error thing. That thing we are going to see in the next video.